There's a couple reasons I take the kids skateboarding and doing some of the extreme sports that we do. And it's, number one, it's fun, and it's a good way for me to connect with them and to enjoy time together and build a relationship. And the other thing is that I get to really see, again, what some of who they really are comes out with that. For example, I had a student out a couple weeks ago to a skate park where there was something I was trying and doing that he had never done before, but once he tried it and saw that he could do it quite easily and even better than me, he was really excited and just like, oh, I can try new things, overcome fears, and that same feeling that it takes to go up onto a quarter pipe, install your skateboard, and then to come back down, the adrenaline that hits and the way you feel after accomplishing something like that, it's the same thing they take into college or any other job application process. Getting over fears and realizing that I can come out on the other side. And sometimes they fail, and that's part of doing what we do out there too. There's no pride in it. You have to, if you're going to get some glory, you have to also be willing to fall down and look stupid. And some of the kids, you can really see how that's an issue for them. They don't want to look stupid. So I get out there and I fall down. And I get up and I talk to them. Like, come on, let's encourage them. And I find it's beneficial for me. I'll at least show them, hey, yeah, that's cool what you're doing. I want to try that too. And I think they get some satisfaction out of that piece.
What will I be called today for the things I say and do? Is there something I can change?
The Why Try program basically consists of visual metaphors that teach principles, or keys to life, we call them. And in this field, of course, I've been in many different programs and seen a lot of the same values and principles being taught, and we all kind of choose our own way to do basically the same thing. So these are principles and keys to life that aren't necessarily new for anybody. And the kids, when they hear them, they actually recognize it and they vibe with it because they know it's real life, it's things they've heard before. What's special about the Why Try is, it puts it in a visual. You get a visual metaphor, you get the experiential or body kinesthetic learning with it.
I think what Why Try gives us is it gives us a common language. It gives us a number of activities. It gives us really that baseline to be able to say, hey guys, Why Try? There's going to be a number of things that you're going to be able to accomplish here that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. The opportunity, respect, and freedom that you get once you're finished with the program, and it opens their eyes to new activities. Like most of our kids would never come to a program thinking, hey, I'm gonna learn how to cook and be a chef one day, okay? But when they get into it and they're preparing the food and they're watching us and they're trying stuff like fried green tomatoes and citrus aioli sauce, they're intrigued and they're saying, hey, this is something I've never had. So I think Why Try helps us, for lack of a better word, develop a better palate, a more sophisticated palate of not just the food, but the life and what their lives can be, and that it's okay to struggle, it's okay to also succeed, and have that all come together.
I don't think change comes from me telling you a principle and forcing you to live it or do it. But change comes as I am open to new ideas, and I kind of prove it to myself as I go through the process. It's really key that the student be the one voicing change. As far as from treatment plan to discharge, they need to be the ones voicing what they want to put down as goals. I'm not making goals for them. Even though I do this every day, all day, in having these conversations with the students, I still have to stop myself, and I find myself trying to solve their problems. And so as we help give them tools to solve their own problems, we find that, yeah, they buy into that more, and it's real change. It's not just, oh, everything looks fine on the outside, and then I'm gonna go home and blow up.
I came in not knowing what to expect. Are people gonna, make judgments about me? And I mean, when I got here, it was pretty much the exact opposite, to where everybody was welcoming, and nobody was judgmental, I've definitely worked out a lot of problems with my parents. I mean, it's amazing how far I've come with my parents. I mean, where before we could barely be in the same room without arguing, where now we could talk, have our phone calls and stuff, and everything was good. It's a lot easier for me to notice the conflict within myself, whereas before I would put things on other people. Now I can, see that I'm having the issue internally and deal with it, not lash out at somebody else because I'm feeling bad.
Mainly, yeah, that's the biggest thing, relationships with my parents. Right now we're working on a home contract, which is what we put this together, and I have to follow those rules for a set amount of time, and after, if I'm good with that, I get more extensions until basically I'm living life again. So it's not just like program, to boom, you're back to everything that you were doing. But well, the best thing is probably, you know, living with all these other kids. Like, it's kind of a chance to get away from your parents, you know, even though you'd rather be there, obviously. But, you know, you hear other people's stories, you hear, you know, you make new friends, and you may not see them again, but you carry those memories, and, you know, you went through all this, you know, it's a big stepping stone in your life, and you went through all of it with these kids, you know, you're going to remember them your whole life, no matter what.
I've sat in cubicles before and worked every day and felt like I was just making money for other people, and what's the real purpose of this? I wasn't really getting anything out of that. And so the day that I decided to go into the field of social work and therapy, just from day one, ever since that day I started doing that, there hasn't been one day of work that I've gotten up and thought, oh, I gotta go to work today. It's been a real pleasure.